Hey everyone, welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how I come up with topics for my YouTube automation channels or cash cow channels. So let's go ahead and begin. So coming up with topics is like a skill that I highly recommend that you do for yourself, especially when starting out. And also when you actually understand your channel, it's easier for you to come up with topics, which is why I usually say the cliche thing in which going into a niche in which you have a leverage advantage in. Leverage advantage meaning that you know basketball more than the average person, or you know golf more than the average person, or you know football more than the average person. That leverage advantage that I've spoken about in previous videos really helps with coming up with topics, and coming up with topics is something that just can't be easily outsourced, especially when that person that you're outsourcing to doesn't understand the niche itself. So you most certainly can go into niches which you know nothing about. You would just have to actually learn the niche in order to have your channel perform better in that niche. So if I'm trying to go into court cases, for example, I'll actually learn and watch other successful court case channels to really understand what type of titling structures work and what type of ideas work. So the purpose of this video is to help you come up with ideas, and there's basically two main strategies that I'm going to be going over depending on what niche your channel is in. So the two main strategies that channels falls under two categories. It's a browse-based strategy channel and it's a search-based strategy channel. And so there can be most certainly a blend or mix between both strategies, but for the demonstration purposes of this video, I'm going to pretend that both types of strategies are completely separate from one another, but in reality, your channel can have a mix of both strategies. So starting off with a browse-based strategy, this is more specifically for channels which are trying to capitalize on browse-based traffic. And browse-based traffic is the type of traffic that you get when your video appears in the home page, for example. And so this works really well usually for news-based channels. News-based channels are channels where you're trying to capitalize on a trend, or channels in which you know that your video should be getting views within the first 48 hours. So a common problem that I see is that sometimes people are in niches where it's more evergreen and that there's not really any trending or viral potential within the video topics that they're creating. And so what they're trying to do is that, like, for example, if they're in a health niche and they're trying to make viral health videos, it's not necessarily going to work as well just because there's nothing trending within the niche, or there's nothing trending that their topics are targeting. This is an example of a browse-based video, and the way I was approaching the strategy behind this video is that underseat carry-on bags all of a sudden had like a more higher demand when it came to the beginning of the summer. So you can see it gets an influx of views in the beginning and then it starts to level out. This is a very common browse-based video where you'll get a high influx of views, but then eventually it'll plateau, or even the video will actually die out. Specifically with browse-based channels, this really relates to upcoming news, upcoming cars, upcoming mega structures being built, upcoming release of products, something that's trending within the social media. And once you actually create a video that's targeting something trending, you should be looking at its performance within the first 48 hours. It really tells a lot that if you target a topic that you know should be working right now and that is in high demand right now, that's when you should actually be looking at the first 48-hour performances. So if you compare this to a channel in which, again, you're in a channel whose niche really isn't that viral, I'm talking like workout plans, or I'm talking about the health niche or the stories niche, where they're not really gonna get high demand in terms of they're like on CNN or Yahoo News, for example. They're not like a major event. That's when you should not be looking at the first 48-hour analytics, because it's not as meaningful. With browse-based topics, if you have like a news-based channel, if you have a news-based channel in sports, TV shows, celebrities, I use tools. We'll start off first with Google News. Google News is a really good source for coming up with topics, in my opinion, when it comes to if you know someone or something is being talked about more in the media, just simply look up what people are saying about them in the Google News. So I use Google News a lot for my browse-based channels. This second place is actual Instagram accounts. So I have channels in sports, and so I actually follow sports related Instagram accounts, and that helps me learn what is actually trending right now in sports. So all these posts, I'm always reading about them, I'm always watching them, and I'm always seeing if there's maybe a common theme that multiple Instagram accounts are posting about, which will help me believe and learn what is trending in sports. Here we have a website called Feedly. This is like a news aggregator. And so how this works is that on the left-hand side, I can organize it by some YouTube channels. And then I could actually add RSS feeds or blogs or websites to each respective channel. And it'll show me what's popular on that news or RSS feed or website. So here's a channel called Sholi, and you can see it's organized by the most shared content. So right now this article for production begins for Star Trek Fleet Academy. This is the most shared piece of content within the past week or so. So it'll kind of lead me to believe like maybe I want to make a video targeting how Star Trek Starfleet Academy has some breaking news. And then within that video, I'm going to be talking about how production is beginning. So Feedly is a really, really awesome source. I'll leave a link to that down below. Now for structuring titles for browse-based videos, right? So I have like 3 main titling structures when it comes to titling browse-based videos. The first one is an X versus Y structure. So it's when you pit one party versus another party. So we'll say why Caitlin Clark is calling out the WNBA. So if you can think about your titling structures in which if you have browse-based titles, if you put one party versus another, it's kind of seen like a controversy, and that's what people really like, and it really brings emotional reactions to people where you can get them to choose a side, and by them choosing a side, they're actually going to click on your video. Another one is something I like to call the shocking update. So example of this would be like Caitlin Clark may have just ended her career. Something that people don't know and isn't being talked about. This is more of like a browse-based title where it's more of a shocking update to an important figure who's currently trending out in the news. The last titling structure is the curiosity factor titling structure. And so example of this might be the real reason why Caitlin Clark joined the Indian. So it sparks curiosity, and there's so many different ways that you can spark curiosity among viewers. So these are the 3, I'd say, main titling structures that I use for browse-based channels. X versus Y, shocking updates, and then the curiosity factor where you try to entice people to click on your video. Now, contrast to browse-based titles, okay? Contrast to you researching ideas for more trendy topics, you have what I like to call search-based titles. So search-based titles are essentially you titling your video to actually have it rank in search. If you refer back to my examples here of the browse-based titling structures, so we'll say browse-based titling structures, I'm not really trying to rank for any specific keyword terms within this title or this title or this title here. It's not necessarily that people are actually typing in why Caitlin Clark is calling out the NBA, or no one's typing in Caitlin Clark may have just ended her career. That's not search-based titles. And so what I'm trying to do here with this titling structure is I'm actually trying to rank it within browse-based traffic, again, like the homepage of YouTube. So referring back to the titling structures, in contrast to browse-based titling structures, we have search-based topics. So search-based topics simply means that you are targeting a specific keyword phrase in your titles. And this is as simple as it gets, but I'm really a huge fan of search-based topics / search-based channels. So if you recall back my example of where if you're in the fitness niche or if you're in the health niche and you're trying to make your videos go viral on something that isn't in high demand, the contrast approach to that would be to actually have your videos try and rank in search. So maybe you want to make a video called how to cleanse your kidneys. Something that people are actually typing into YouTube. Or maybe you want to make a video called how to know if your kidneys are infected. So again, something that people are actually typing into YouTube. And yes, you're trying to rank for the term how to know if your kidneys are infected. So with these search-based topics, it's an entirely different strategy compared to you trying to rank for browse-based topics. So if we refer back to my 2 examples of videos, this is a browse-based video. This is me trying to actually entice people to click on my video and get my video to appear in the homepage of YouTube. And you can see that it's a huge influx of views, but then eventually plateaus and levels out. In contrast to this right here is a search-based video. So a search-based video, the term I'm trying to rank for here is best Amazon neck fan. And as you can see, we get absolutely no traffic at all within the first like 140 to 50 days. But eventually we just get a surge of traffic, and now we're just getting a steady amount of views every 48 hours. And you can see here my primary traffic source is the YouTube search bar, whereas this one here, it comes from suggested and browse. If you really think about what your niche in and where it falls under, are you actually trying to make videos that are going to go viral right now based on what's happening in the news? Or are you trying to actually rank videos in search based on what people are actually typing into the YouTube search bar? So looking back at the titling structures, we have browse-based titling structures and we have search-based topics. It's two kind of entirely different strategies here at play. What I said in the beginning of the video though is that your channel most certainly can target some browse-based topics and your channel can most certainly target some search-based topics. But thinking about it on a topic-based level, where if you have a topic in mind, you really have to think to yourself, like, does it actually mean a lot to be looking at the first 48 hours if that topic isn't necessarily in demand? If I make a video called how to cleanse your kidneys, I'm not gonna be looking at the first 48 hours. And the reason why is because, you know, kidneys, they're not trending right now. Likewise with this one here, I'm not trying to get this video to go viral right now. It's not that there's a huge influx or high demand of kidney videos right now, unless something major happened in the news. But for what it is, if I make a video, I'm actually going to ignore the first 48 hours. And that's exactly what I'm doing, like on this video here, where in the first 4 days, this video had like a 0% CTR. And you can see that it's really didn't do anything. Anytime where you see the CTR jump up like that, it means like it was out of 4 views, 25%. It means that this was only one person who viewed this video or one impression. But you can see that I'm really not fixated on the first 40 hours of a video like this. And the reason why is because I'm not trying to get this video to go viral instantaneously. But once it actually starts ranking in the YouTube algorithm, you can kind of see that it levels out and now it starts to just gain views every single day. In contrast to that, if you have browse-based titling structures, yes, if you know that Caitlin Clark is trending in the news right now, yes, look at the first 40 hours because it's really easy to gain views on your video if your video is trending right now. This is almost like a common, it's a really easy thing to do. Like if you have a brand new channel and something is happening in the news and you try to actually create a video on it, you're more than likely going to get at least some sort of views based on that trending topic. In order for me to actually create search-based topics, I use vidIQ. I absolutely love vidIQ, and it's such a useful tool for me to getting videos to rank on YouTube. If you're interested in vidIQ, I'm going to leave a link down below in the description where you can get like about 30% off your first 3 months. But essentially, my go-to power phrase here that I type into vidIQ is how to kidneys. And then I click on matching terms. And so this right here is going to populate with all the how-to terms related to kidneys. So matching terms means that these 3 words are going to be in the search term. And you can see here, these are all the terms that people are typing into YouTube that you can create videos to rank for. So if I create a video on how to eat nutmeg for healthy kidneys, this video isn't going to go viral within the first 48 hours, okay? It might not even gain views for the next 6 months or so, but what eventually might happen is that if I have a video titled this one here, I might rank in search for this video, and eventually I'll start getting views as depicted here, like a steady amount of views. And again, I really love search-based topic videos right now just because with browse-based videos, they tend to just die out and flatten out towards like a week later, and then the video just stays dead forever. Where in contrast with search-based topics, these eventually just start getting views every single day on autopilot. The strategy behind both types of channels is quite different, and again, you have to break it down on a topic basis level. Your channel most certainly can target browse-based strategies, and it can also utilize search-based strategies, but from a topic level, you really have to think about your video idea. Does it make more sense for me to actually try to rank my video in search? Or am I trying to rank my video in the homepage and get a ton of views? And again, if we refer back to the tiling structures as shown here, there's not really a keyword term phrase that I'm trying to target for when I make a video called Why Caitlin Clark is Calling Out the WNBA. Likewise with this one here, there's not an exact keyword phrase that I'm trying to target when I make a video called Caitlin Clark may have just ended her career. So really thinking about it from a topic basis level as far as which strategy are you trying to partake. The good thing with search-based topics is that you might still get browse-based topics or browse-based views from making a video called this one here. And then eventually later down the road, it might start ranking in search. So you kind of get the best of both worlds when you create search-based topics. But when browse-based videos like go viral, they really, really, really go viral. So it's kind of like a shorter amount of time, but they gain a higher amount of views. Now, when it comes to videos that eventually start working your channel, you do want to double down and actually recreate videos that have worked for you already. So what I mean by this is taking the same exact topic and just flushing it through your scriptwriter, voiceover, and video editor again. Consistency is also key. Trying to maintain a regular posting schedule on your channel is very, very important. I wouldn't recommend posting daily until you actually understand what your channel is known for. So what your channel is known for, if you start being known for Caitlin Clark, meaning that a video on Caitlin Clark ends up working on your channel, it should probably make more sense to actually post a lot more videos about Caitlin Clark, just because you have like a period of time in which your channel is known for things that you can take advantage of. Now, if you have any questions at all, do feel free to join my coaching community down below in the description, where we go over people's channels, channel reviews. I host live calls twice a week. I most certainly can help you with your type of channel if you're interested. But let me know if you guys have any comments. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.